All right. As usual, we're in the truck. We're smoking those American spirits, turquoise, of course. And, the sun is down, so we can't drive into the sun today. It's nighttime. It's 9:14 p.m. And I believe today is the 13th of June. Man, I'm tired. I've been working doubles all week. Working both jobs almost every day. Fucking sick of it. But, you know, paycheck should be good. Them paycheck should be really good, man. Right? Let me worth it. I don't fucking, I don't know. My back hurts pretty bad right now. What are we talking about today? Now, I'm from Reno, Nevada. And, Reno's got the nickname of the biggest little city, which I think is pretty accurate. It's like the illusion of a large scale city where you got like a big downtown and like a midtown surrounding it, and then some fucking industrial areas and some suburbs and stuff like that. But it's all just kind of like scaled down into this one valley, so it's all kind of 15 minutes from one side to the other if you're on the freeway. Easy. Anywho, sure in the rest of the world everyone's got like a little special something like what I'm about to talk about, but in Reno we've got the uh, the mayonnaise mustard mix from Portisubs. Now you can talk to anyone from Nevada pretty much because I think Portisubs is all the way through Nevada and California. You can talk to anyone. This fucking mayonnaise and mustard mix is insane. Full of heroin, man. It's so fucking good. And you can like get it on your fingers and you cannot wash it off of your fucking fingers. Swear to God. You have to like eat at a different place to get this smell off of your fingers. So fucking good. The smell's not so good. I'm making it sound like I like the smell on my fingers instead of the actual food. I like the food. The smell I can do without. But yeah, it's just like it's that special something, you know? It's what makes it what it is. It really makes it. And I don't know why I was thinking about that. I was eating one of those sandwiches earlier today and I was thinking about what a pretty plain kind of like normal sandwich it was. And which it is, but it's like something about that mayonnaise mustard mix and the oil vinegar shakers. Ooh, 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 fucking crazy. Like I've talked to people who have moved away from this city, and that's like one of the first things they'll bring up when they're talking about shit they miss. Which also goes to show how much of a fucking dump this place is sometimes too, where it's like the first thing that comes to your mind is the stinky mayonnaise mustard mix from Porter Subs. But it's that little special something, you know? It's like what people remember. Sometimes that's all you need. When I was a kid, Porter Subs was like a submarine sandwich shop. So you'd be in the dang sandwich shop and you'd feel like you just went into a submarine. You'd see like a shark swim past the window and shit, you know, or the porthole, excuse me. Uh, there was like a mascot that was kind of like a cartoon fat submarine captain with a big push broom mustache and those fluffy little tallywhackers or tabernacles or whatever the fuck those like shoulder pad curtain diddly doodle ads are. And when I was a kid, man, I thought that was the end all beat all funny sandwich pun of all time. Submarine themed submarine sandwich shop. Nowadays it looks like fucking the assistant manager of Starbucks designed it or something, and then it had sex with IKEA. It's just kind of normal, super normal and forgettable. But they still got that sauce. They still got that sauce, and that's that something special, baby. And I don't know. I don't know why this seems relevant to me. I just wrote down Porter Subs mustard on my little notepad and was like, yes, run with that. I guess I don't know. I'm trying to bang out a few of these recordings and see if it seems like it could be anything, if it seems like it's funny, or if maybe it's not funny and it's not something I should even ever show to people, but just kind of makes me feel good to get my thoughts off my chest. I don't really talk to anybody, you know. My girlfriend's out of town for the summer. Me and my best friend really only hang out like once a month, give or take. We're both busy as fuck all the time. And then my other best friend, he's even busier than the two of us combined. Shit's just, I don't know, just getting lonely. It's kind of funny because it's like quarantine and everything has really, really died down in the last couple of months. It's been nice. Restaurants been opening up and stuff. And you can pretend like you got vaccinated and walk in anywhere without a mask and they're not allowed to bring it up. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm looking for that special something. I'm looking for my mayonnaise mustard mix, you know? I'm trying to find it. Just thinking, just thinking about recording a few more of these and then maybe showing them to some people that I like. Or maybe showing them to some people that don't know me very well. Just letting them have a crack at it and see what they think about it. Maybe it's funny. Maybe it's just fun to listen to. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to grow up on the microphone, I guess. Like a little baby. But I have recorded a couple of these and I listened back to one of them and I wasn't super pleased with it. kind of felt like I was talking into a microphone and like trying to be a guy who I thought would be more interesting than just be honest and be myself. And so this is kind of like my second crack at these in this series. And you know, my last one I did go on a little bit of a unhinged rant for about 20 minutes while driving around looking for cigarettes and then realizing I didn't have my wallet. It did not end well. But I was thinking this time could be a little more honest and a little less showy, you know, or whatever. Who knows? Um, so black folks are allowed to say, I've just noticed this lately, you know. Seems like black folks are allowed to say some things that white folks aren't allowed to say. And, uh, and you know, if we're being honest and all, searching for that mayo mustard, I'm gonna, I'm gonna say the things I want to say, regardless of who thinks I'm allowed to say them or not allowed to say them, you know. But as like a straight white guy, these these are things I'm not really allowed to say according to the unwritten rules. You know, like how you're not allowed to bowl next to the guy next to you because you can't really get kicked out for it. It'd be like that sort of, you know. Like for instance, I don't like dogs. And I think it should be okay for me, a straight white man, to say that. I don't like dogs. They're fucking annoying, and the only thing more annoying than a dog who is not a good dog is the owner of that dog. And it's like, and I don't hate dogs. There are dogs I like, but I just don't, in general, like dogs. I don't like being slobbered up on, you know? I don't like being covered in hair and dirt and shit, and like, they smell bad. I don't know. They're constantly seeking approval. Very annoying. And, you know, I think it should be socially acceptable for me to say that. I don't like swimming either. And that's not because I hate water. I don't float. So swimming is not a fun thing for me. It's just work. It's work the whole goddamn time. Like, have you ever gone swimming with somebody who loves swimming? It's a nightmare. And, like, if you're, I don't know, maybe you're all like swimming and I'm the only one who doesn't. But, like, when you don't float and you're swimming with somebody who does float, they are just, like, on the lazy river, man. On an inner tube with a pina colada in their hand, just kicking back, letting their spine loosen up. You know what I mean? Like, just getting wiggly with it in the water. And you're over there, ooh, you look like you're fighting three ninjas underwater, kicking, punching, grabbing. Like, it's just a constant fight. Gravity is trying to kill you and submerge you the whole time. And I don't like that shit. I'm a beach man. I like sitting at the beach, under a tree, with the snacks, and the smokes, and the drinks. That's where it's at, for sure. And I love how happy dogs make other people, you know? Like, I've never seen a group of hot girls just like smother anything as fast as they will smother like a new puppy or some shit like that. And I've never fucking, I don't know. I like how refreshed and awesome everyone feels after they go swimming and stuff like that. It's just not for me. I don't like being wet like that. I got long hair. Fucking takes forever to dry off and shit. Gets all frizzy. Nope. No, no, no. Um, New subject. Fat people should not be allowed to speed in a car. Your vehicle should be directly proportionate to your physical capabilities. So I think if you want to drive like a maniac, you need to at least put in the work first. You know, if you're a big old soggy bottom boy, then you need to be driving a big old soggy bottom truck so that everybody knows what's really going on in there too. They see that truck coming and they're like, oh shit, you know, if I get into a wreck with him, I got an extra, I got an extra 200 pounds coming at me on top of the car and everything. It's just, that's even more dangerous. I don't want to crash into a skinny person either. But, you know, it's ironic that the hotter and fitter you are, the the greater loss of life seems to be in the public eye because if you're a big person, you know, it's like technically you lost more life. There was a lot more cells and human electricity that went out in that interaction. But I don't think that, you know, if you can't hustle in the real, you know, if you can't go run with your kids out in the park and shit like that, or like go chase down a basketball down the street without needing to fucking catch your breath for 2 days, like maybe you shouldn't ever be allowed to go above the speed limit. Maybe you should even have to go a little bit slower. And I guess if, you know, if this was the way the rule worked, fit people would get to speed more. And I guess I'm okay with that too. Because they probably got better reaction time, better coordination, more to live for, you know. They'll be careful with that extra danger that they're allotted. And you know, they're just gonna live longer, so they got a lot more stuff to do. And now you're gonna be like, well, if you have less time on this planet, then wouldn't you want to be able to speed around and get it all in while you can? And yeah, that makes a lot of sense, man. That does make a lot of sense. But or you know, maybe harsher tickets. Like if you get pulled over doing 45 into 35, and you know, you're a cute little baby who's been doing squats, and you know, you got sexy baby voice. Like, you know, maybe the cop just gives you a wink and lets you go. Not even a warning, just a nice friendly wink. But man, if you're one of the soggy bottom boys, you know, wearing overalls or suspenders or something like that, and you get caught going 10 miles over the speed limit, ooh, you should have to run home. You know, like, it should just be like 101 Dalmatians, you know? The big, the big dude's got the bulldog, the fucking prissy chick's got the poodle, etc., you know? Really petite girls got the little teacup, chihuahua, whatever. Um, yeah, man. Preach. Cocktails are overrated. Way overrated. Honestly, I mean, I've always kind of thought this. Every once in a while, you'll get one that's just banging, but it's usually like the bartender will buy it for me too, and then my brain is like, yeah, this is banging. This is a good cocktail. And it's because I didn't pay $13 for it, you know? I didn't pay $13 to have you finger a bunch of fruit, fill it halfway up with fucking some smug named liqueur, and fucking then charge me 30% more than what it should be cost. And then sit there and expect a fucking tip. Like a real tip, too. Like the same amount of tip somebody gets for serving you all night. Fuck, and I shouldn't be saying this really, because I am a bartender and I make really good tips. But I just fucking hate cocktails. Like I made this guy an old fashioned with simple syrup and just muddled an orange and a maraschino cherry at the bottom with some bitters. Threw a little, I think I threw some Jack Daniels in there. Big old ice cube. And the guy was like, this is perfect, bro. Fucking perfect, man. I used to bartend for years. This is the best one of these I've had in a long time. Fucking perfect. And then I was the old fashioned guy for that whole event. Him and his three buddies come up. Even if one of the way better bartenders was ready to get them, they would be like, oh no, I'm waiting for that guy. Blah, blah, and then they'd have me make them an old fashioned. And I got that one, the first dude who really liked it and brought his friends over to get more of them. Like when he brought me back his first one, his glass, I looked in the glass and I didn't even take the fucking sticker off of the orange. Like the orange that I muddled up still had the fucking sticker on it. So, I don't know. In my opinion, bar culture and cocktails is mostly attitude and ambiance. And people just kind of fill in the rest with like satisfaction and shit like that. I'm not saying our cocktails aren't good either. Our cocktails are fucking awesome. Just that cocktail was not good and didn't deserve any of the hype that came with it that whole night. And it's one of the most recognizable ones out there. I feel like if you were a bartender for a real long time and someone gave you fucking old fashioned with a bunch of simple syrup in it, you would notice right away. But hey, whatever. And it's got the sticker goo all muddled up in it. Whatever. And bartenders are just cocky too. It's just like this fucking profession that only requires like repetition to figure out. You know, you just sit there and fucking, you figure out who you bartending to. You don't figure out how to bartend to perfectly or anything like that. You just figure out the gig. But then it's like this coveted information when you work there. And I don't know. That's what's really refreshing about the place I work at now. Everybody's just real cool, super nice, super helpful. Like, they'll just forget like the simplest drinks and just pop over and be like, yo, how the hell do you make a mojito again? Or, you know, some shit like that. And it's just like, it's no big deal. Whereas at some bars, it would be like, oh, a mojito? You don't know how to make a mojito? Who let you back here? How did you touch the soda gun? You know, make a mojito. Fucking silly. That's the way the weed's getting lately too. Which, by the way, Ep3 emailed Kind again. And they did email me back. And I'm driving right now, or I would read you the email verbatim. But it basically said, or I sent them an email last week in the episode saying, hey, still haven't got my thing. You did send me my card to clock in finally after not working there for 3 months. But you didn't send me the thing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, this fucking weed company owes me a $150 Amazon gift card. But they never gave me. Fucking potheads. So I send them the email, and I'm like, yo, do I need to, I didn't get the thing. Do I just need to come in there and pick it up or something? Would that be easier for you guys? And she emails me back. She's like, unfortunately, we did email that to you, and you don't work here anymore, so you can't come in here. And we can't email you another one because we already emailed, or we can't give you another one in the mail because we already gave you one. Which I don't have, I might be losing my mind, and it's just at my mom's house, and my mom's slippery ass memory let it slide through the cracks. But I'm pretty sure they haven't given me this fucking thing. And I've kind of built it up into this bottomless, polite harassing thing that we're doing to each other through email. It's driving me crazy. I just want this Amazon gift card so that I can buy some tattoo equipment. Or maybe like a microphone so that I can stop recording this shit on my AirPods. I don't know how I do all that shit in the truck though. I do like doing it in the truck, which I'm sure is a bunch of really obnoxious, shitty audio for everyone else, but just the stuff coming at me, getting to smoke whenever I want, kind of nobody can eavesdrop on me because I'm always moving. That's the most comfortable way I've figured out how to do this so far. But yeah, man, $150. Fucking kind. Another genius name of a dispensary. Bloom, Jade, Wreath, Thrive, Soul, Mint. Swear to God, we got the dumbest names for this shit here. And it's like, they need to just name these places, because they'll all say like, Mint, Northern Nevada Wellness Dispensary. And it's like, call it Weed Store, you fucking idiots. All the fucking white trash people that are always in there when I go in there, the first thing they ask the counter person when they walk up to buy something is like, hey, I just want like weed. Do you sell that here? And it's because it's not clear through the fucking advertising campaign that y'all sell weed. And it's the only thing you sell. But you got so many fucking CBD suppositories and fucking LSD fucking flavored Blue Chew fucking, I don't know, weed dick pills and shit like that, salves, fucking toe creams, and people just wanted to smoke weed. That's all the Americans really wanted, was just to be able to go to the store and buy fucking a joint, and it'd be just as easy as going to the store and buying a beer. That's all we really wanted, man. And you guys have turned it into this shiny fucking big screen TV sample station fucking shampoo commercial bullshit. It's a real bummer. It's a bummer. I don't know. They're all doing great. Those places make fucking They make money hand over fist, and at the end of the day, that's the only thing anybody actually respects. Not your business integrity or your fucking goofy ass style and name or how uncomfortable you make people every time they gotta come into your fucking thing because there is nobody selling weed anymore because everybody goes to your fucking place. And then the people who were hella good at it are all still in jail. Y'all didn't do anything about that. Seems like those people would make the best employees too. I'd fucking way rather buy some weed from a dude at a dispensary who had just gotten out of jail for selling weed than these fucking goofy ass fucking indie rock wannabe fucking. I don't even know. I don't even know. They're a strange cult. It's a strange crew. I always feel like I'm hanging out with the like bad kids, but they're not really bad kids. They're just the kids who didn't do their homework. They're not the ones like finger banging and fucking, I don't know, going on road trips in their dad's car when he's out of town. They're just like the ones who got to go to detention because they couldn't shut up during fucking Of Mice and Men. Just seems like, I don't know. The weed industry already had that. They already had their fucking Portisubs mayo mustard mix too. It was weed, damn it. That was all they needed to do. Oh well. Y'all ever heard the word hibernacula? Hibernacula. Sounds like a band that could either be really good or really bad. Um, a hibernacula is, I looked this up after me and my brother found one time, and I thought it was like the fucking freakiest shit I ever saw. And then I don't know, it's probably common knowledge now. I bet it's on Animal Planet or some shit. But a hibernacula is when a bunch of snakes that live in a place with a seasonal weather hibernate together. So in the winter, they'll all find like a little burrow and like 200 snakes somehow will all find the same burrow and go into it during the fall, and they'll just sleep in there together and use each other for body warmth and shit. And and then in the summer or in the springtime, if you come across one when they're all coming out, it's like the freakiest shit ever. Because you come across like a hole in the dirt, and it's got like 16 snakes poking their heads out, tasting the air, and checking to see if it's cool to come out or if the weather's going to change. It's freaky. I remember me and my brother found one out in Sun Valley one time. It's fucking very strange. We filled or maybe this was in Lemon Valley, but we found one time. And me and my brother, I remember we grabbed as many snakes as we could hold in our hands and came home and put them all in an igloo cooler on the side of the house. And we made a pact too not to tell mom because mom's not going to be very snaked that we brought some stokes home. Just kidding. She's not going to be very stoked that we brought all these snakes home. So we didn't tell her anything, and like a day goes by, and then one morning we just hear her screaming like shit, screaming so loud. And she comes into the house and she's like, "Did you guys fill out the fucking cooler with snakes?" And yeah, we were busted. We were busted, and she made us let them all go, which was probably for the best. It was like me and my brother didn't really have any sort of plan for like taking care of these snakes or anything. They were just kind of like a trophy at the time. It was like if a dog caught a car, it was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But, yeah, we let the snakes go. And, I remember I was real bummed. I wanted to keep them, but now that I'm older, I'm like, I do not trust people that have snakes as pets, actually. That is not a pet. The definition of a pet, here's what a pet is, everybody. Okay? Not a fucking hedgehog or a fucking frog or like a miniature shark or some shit. Like, a pet is an animal that likes to be pet. Like, when you pet it, it enjoys it and is not huddled over. You don't have to corner it in a tank to pet it, and it, it likes being pet, you know? Snakes don't like being pet. Snakes don't even fucking blink. They see heat with their fucking noses, and they taste everything with their tongues. They don't blink. The only times they want to touch you is because they either think that they can eat you, or because they're cold and they just want to like soak your body heat in and take it for themselves, which is fucking gross. And that's not what a pet is. Pets like to be pet. Still haven't registered my truck. Seen quite a few cops out tonight trying to abide by the law. I'm not really doing anything wrong, but I'm not supposed to be driving it unregistered. You know, I got insurance. Don't freak out on me out there. I just, you know, wouldn't be the cop's fault for pulling me over, is what I'm saying. Yeah, still pretty lonely though. You know, just went did an interview for this new job that one of my like kind of mentor, older guy customers from the coffee shop is trying to get me to take. It's a really cool job. It would be uh, it would be a 2 month gig living out in a cabin on the north border of Nevada at the Sheldon Wildlife Refuge, which is like a huge 600 square mile like animal refuge that used to be all cattle lands like 100 years ago. And the gig would be me and like two other guys spending 10 hours a day just cutting down barbed wire fences, because I guess there's something like 2,000 miles of barbed wire fence out there. And the pronghorn antelope, which is a real badass species of antelope that lives out here. Everyone out here calls them speed goats. Uh, they they are not super good at jumping high, and they got a real bad habit of getting caught up in all these fucking barbed wire fences. And these fences have all just been left out in the land. So I guess the statistic is for every 2 miles of barbed wire fence, one ungulate dies every year. So there's about I think there's like 2,000 miles of fence that they know about that's out there. There's probably a bunch more that they haven't found yet. But for every 2 miles, one antelope or one deer or one, big four-legged animal fucking gets tangled up in that shit and dies a really terrible death. And that's kind of like what the gig is just tearing all that shit down to like naturalize the land again and rip out a lot of the plumbing that creates a bunch of problems. like horse troughs and shit like that, so that the springs can come back to nature. I don't know. It seems like a cool gig, but basically it starts in like 3 days, and or no, it doesn't start in 3 days. It starts in 2 weeks. My bad. And so I'd have to like be packed up and ready to go live out in the middle of fucking nowhere with no power and no service, with a propane everything and generators and shit, and leave my cat and my house and a bunch of other things here for 2 months and just be cool with that. And also, I haven't seen my girlfriend in a month. She gets back at the beginning of August, so that'd be like another extra 20 days of us not seeing each other. And I don't know, man. I got a lot of anxiety about it right now because it's like it's a cool gig, and I would really, really like to do it, but my life is just starting to like stabilize. I don't know. It makes me scared, man. I'm fucking scared. I don't like to admit that, but I'm fucking scared to make a big move like that. And it's hard to it's hard to mess up and then restart all over again. I've done it a few times. It's hard. I don't know. That's what I've been thinking about mostly. I'm supposed to call this guy like tomorrow and tell him whether or not I want the gig. But I don't know. I am thinking about making like a map of all of the grow ops and dispensaries in town, and maybe like a nice organized time chart of the security shift changes and stuff like that. A nice little map that just lays the whole thing out real nice and clear for anyone, and then distributing those out amongst like hardened criminals and homeless people who are super desperate, junkies and shit like that. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Good night.